So there it is, guys. I guess we could start this week off with the Zarka weapon boss drop. Pretty nice. I'll definitely be saving this box for a time I decide to switch to another class. But this was an awesome drop, and this would be my second boss drop. Last week we managed to grab ourselves bags, gloves, and now a Zarka box. So bosses are definitely treating me nicely. I will say that Zarka may have not been my most needed boss drop, but something is always better than nothing. I am really wanting that dim tree armor right now. I have been trying for the past month, trying to snipe it off the marketplace or just get it as a drop itself. We did do a lot of bossing this week, which I'll go over, but I guess my main goal for this week was trying to do that knowledge grind. This was a lot more effort than expected, but it is good because getting 20% increase in drops shouldn't be easy to get. I'll probably spend another week or two just trying to get over 4,000 knowledge, but the gains I made in knowledge this week will definitely help out in the long run. So I will say I had about 1100 knowledge at the start of this week, which was only a 3% increase in drop rate. This always seemed to bug me because when I did grind, I knew that I could have been getting a higher chance of better drops. So I started off by going to Kama to make the Weenie and Loony elixirs. These give you a knowledge gain chance and a chance of gaining higher knowledge. They're definitely worth it if you plan to do a knowledge grind. So off to Kama I went, gathering volcanic mushrooms, moss tree sap, and some pink flowers. These were all you needed for Loony elixirs, and luckily for the Weenie elixirs, I did manage to snipe some off the marketplace, so I could save myself the time of making those. I put in about 2 hours or so to make over 100 Loony elixirs, which isn't too bad because those will definitely save you time in the long run, but once those were done, I was off to do that knowledge grind. So I started my grind at Olvia, getting the S ranks on grass beetles, wolves, etc, slowly moving towards Valia and south of Hydeal, just getting all the easy mobs first. The way I did it was using chain lightning on my wizard. This will definitely speed things up a lot. I also did grab myself an owl off the pearl shop because of the knowledge gain skill he has, and with the free pet we got from the attendance rewards, that would be 2 pets, Loony and Weenie elixirs, all helping towards gaining that knowledge. So by doing the knowledge grind, you're also completing the ecology tree, which in turn increases your energy. So if you haven't done this grind yet, I definitely suggest doing it. Even me with 300 energy, I managed to gain probably around 20 extra energy just from the knowledge that I never had. I'll also say I didn't really do this as a completionist. I just got all the easy S ranks, and if something wouldn't want to give me an S rank, I would move on. I'll probably eventually have to go back to these places to fully complete the knowledge grind, but I find that the time invested in getting a full S rank in certain areas will take a lot of time compared to just getting the easy S ranks. So for now, I just did it the lazy way. I would just keep moving on to the next area if I felt that I had enough knowledge gained there. I did find this grind pretty mindless though, so I would take breaks every once in a while, maybe exploring some nodes around Kama, or just going to do some grinding. I did about 5 hours at Pilaku without assist sills, which kind of sucked, but no worries really, at least we were still grinding away. I'm nearing close to level 61 also, which is really awesome. I think I started this week at around 66%, and now we're all the way up to 82, so maybe for the next video I'll try to push to 61, and then we can get that free ring that's equal to a tri-crescent, and this will be some free AP gains there. I also want to complete the Kama questline and eventually get that Kama accessory. It's definitely worth getting, and also the crystal you get from it would be nice for my Kama grind. And before we did our knowledge grind, we actually tried really hard to get these bags to try, probably dumping around 50 to 70 artisan memories and over 250 mil worth of memory fragments and stones, even failing on a duo Seraphs and a duo Crescents while at it. Watching this back, it's actually pretty painful, but I think we have over 5 attempts on try. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to record all of it, but yeah, these bags were not fun.
In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
So after giving up on those try bags, we do go do some knowledge grind and some Pilaku grind, which I just showed you. But after coming back with some recovered silver, we finally go back at it and manage to get those try bags on a 40 stack. We did roll muskins on Night Vendor for around 170 mil also, and I actually do really need these, so I decided it's worth the price and get them. Not the dim tree I was looking for, but muskins is still another piece of boss armor to add to our bags and Gaius. So the last piece we're looking for now is dim tree. But after finally hitting those try bags, I do go back for that knowledge grind for a few hours at least, but again, it's pretty mindless, so unfortunately I do give up. I will hit that 4K knowledge goal, but I think trying to race to 4K is a bit too much for me. I'll show you all the S ranks that I got and what our knowledge is at. As you guys can see, we're at 2400 points with a 7% increased drop rate. We got most of our Olvia, Valia, and Hydel area done, but we still got a lot of knowledge to gain in Calpheon. But that's honestly enough knowledge grind for me. I feel a bit burnt out doing that. So now we're on Friday for the week, which means increased EXP. This is where I decide to push to 61. We still haven't hit it yet, but we got a lot of XP gains at Fogan's. I maybe spent around 5 or 6 hours there, and probably around 10 or 15 more is needed before we get that 61. Fogan's is honestly a really good place for XP, and decent for silver, especially with those Marnie stones. If they had Pilaku or Crescent Marnie stones, I would definitely go there instead of Fogan's. Probably because the price of Crescents and Cecils is pretty outrageous right now, but unfortunately those Marnie stones still haven't been added to the game yet. But while we're at Fogan's, I did manage to grab myself 2 Seraps, which I went for Prion and failed, so that's pretty big losses there. I also did go for another Pry, which failed, and another Pry, which failed, so a lot of losses in accessories this week. Honestly, I think the best idea for me would be saving all my silver, but I am pretty terrible with that. I do go for another Seraps, which I smacked to Pry, and then go for Duo, and I succeeded. I wanted to go for Try, because I could get those AP gains, but I was so low on silver at this point that I felt that I could use the extra money from that Duo Seraps and focus on trying to snipe that Dim Tree and Dandy. So I did end up selling it. Kinda regret it now because that could have been a chance at a Tri-Seraps, but I just felt it was a bit too risky. After this, we do go back to Fogan's for a bit, and this is basically caught up to where I currently am in BDO. I feel like I'm honestly always grinding in the desert. I would be at Kama right now, but I just feel that it's not that efficient yet. I still need more AP so I could grind a bit faster. So that means hopefully getting Tri-Blue Corals or Kama accessories and the free 61 accessory. All these would be huge gains to my gear. I find I'm honestly getting to the point where it's really expensive to even get any gains, but that doesn't really stop me from grinding. I know in BDO the more time you put into things, the better it will be, so there's no race for better gear, and if you do rush into enhancing your gear, you could always end up breaking the gear that you need. This is why I have the rule of backups, so I always have the gear I need, and any extra silver will be dumped into building backups to go for that upgrade. But after all that grinding at Fogan's, we ended up with about 82% of 60, so we're almost there on the last stretch to 61, so I am pretty excited to hit that. It's been months since I've gotten a level, but we're almost there at least. But that's going to end this video. I've decided not to do a recap on every video because it's honestly a lot of extra work to do for every video, so maybe every second or third video I'll throw one in. I do find I build up on a lot of content for the week, so I am going to try and release a video every 5 days instead of every 7 days. So this means more content for you guys, and hopefully this will be easier on me to put these videos together. I find I do skip out on a lot of stuff I did for the week, or else these videos would be really long and take a lot of time to put together. I will say I haven't been streaming because my internet wants to be terrible right now. Our upload speed is actually supposed to be around 15 megabytes a second, which should be more than enough for streaming, but for some reason we're currently only getting around 3 megabytes a second. So we do have somebody coming in to check it out next week, so hopefully it will be fixed by then I can hop back onto streaming. So I am sorry about the delay. I'll also mention that if you are interested in joining our guild, we're focusing to build up to Node Wars soon here, so hit up the Discord in the description, send us a message in the recruitment chat, and we'd be happy to have you in the guild. I do appreciate all the support, guys, so please hit that like button, and if you haven't yet, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. But thank you all for watching, keep on grinding, Bye, strangers.